13 things you do to dogs that are harmful. Dogs are our precious pets and companions, but sometimes we end up accidentally hurting them without meaning it. Are you doing it yourself? Welcome to our channel, and today we'll be taking a look at 13 things you do to dogs that are actually harmful. Stay until the end of our video to find out about these dangerous things you might be doing to your dog on accident, and also subscribe to our channel for more great videos like today. Without further ado, let's begin with our countdown. Number 13. Hugging them. Hugging our dogs is our way of displaying love. So why is it harmful to them? It has been a heated debate whether dogs like to be hugged or not, but many people adamantly claim that they do not really enjoy it as much as we think. When they're hugged, which is a behavior dogs don't naturally do with each other, they show signs of stress, like becoming tense, pinning their ears back, or moving away from you. This doesn't mean that you can't show your dog affection. They're your best friend after all. But let's find ways to show affection in other ways other than a full-blown hug. And best pay attention to their body language to make sure this gesture isn't making them uncomfortable. Number 12. Rushing their walks. Dogs enjoy walking. Everyone knows that. Unless you live in a huge prairie in the hills or in a massive mansion, chances are you got to take your dog out for walks from time to help them distress and exercise a bit. But sometimes with our tight daily schedules, we might be rushing our dog's walks and actually hurting them in the process. When outside, your dog's sense of smell is heightened, and it's one of the main ways in which they take in information about the world. As annoying as it might be, stopping to smell the grass or a tree stump is actually an automatic behavior for the dog, and it's a bad idea to try and train that out of them. Number 11. You're anxious all the time. Being anxious all the time is something else that causes dogs to be anxious themselves. That's why when you're upset, your dog might react to it. Outside of particularly stressful events, they can also sense your general anxiety or stress even when you think it's imperceptible. Learning to cope with your own anxiety in a better way will benefit you and your dog in the long run. That just lets you know how much our amazing animal companions care about us. But that also means we need to be strong for them and not be anxious all the time. Number 10. Punishing them and dismissing them. It may be true that in times dogs misbehave. We get back from work and find our home turned into a complete mess, maybe because he chewed off the sofa or began eating your shoes. That can be super annoying and you'll feel like you have to punish them. However, don't overdo the punishment or even try to avoid it if you can. Your dog might be beginning to distrust you if you use adverse training techniques that are punishing or painful to them. Instead, use rewarding techniques such as healthy treats, praise, and toys to tell her what she can do rather than telling her off by showing behavior that you don't want her to do. This is a very famous psychological technique used by most talented dog trainers, and you can do it yourself. It will teach your dog that they should repeat their good behaviors. Number 9. Dressing your dogs up. As cute and adorable as your dogs might seem when they are dressed up, the truth is that you shouldn't. That's something that's mostly reserved for old ladies who can't seem to find carrying their dogs in purses very amusing. So leave that to them and avoid putting clothes on your dog. Dogs have their own coat of fur, so there's really no need for extras. In extreme weather conditions, we may support them with coats to protect them further from the elements, but it's important that they are introduced to them gradually and carefully to ensure they are comfortable, don't feel restricted in them, and that you don't end up hurting them when you're putting them on or taking them off. Number 8. Taking things away from them. This is also part of the punishing part that we talked about earlier, but it's still worth repeating. Avoid taking things away from your dog as punishment, as they might only end up angering them. Put yourself in your little pal's shoes. What would you think if someone kept taking away your dinner from you or took away your toys for no apparent reason? That's a surefire way to get anyone really angry. Instead of taking food away, allow them to eat quietly and add more rather than taking it away, and give a consistent signal such as "all done" when the fun is ending, so they can predict what is likely to happen or not happen next. Dogs are all about consistency and predictability, so use these to your advantage instead of against you. Number 7. Picking them up. Another really common behavior that is actually really harmful to your dog is picking them up. Dogs definitely dislike being picked up for a variety of reasons. A bit like hugging, this reinforces the idea that there is no escape, and that can make them feel like they're not in control of the situation, which could worry your dog. Number 6. Not exercising him to his fullest. If you're gone 12 hours a day and your dog's walk consists of a quick dash into the backyard, you're not providing your pet with adequate opportunities to use all his energy. Instead, the excess will go into chewing your shoes, stealing your food, or scratching your walls. As the old saying goes, a tired dog is a good dog. Some dog breeds might need more energy than others, so it might be more convenient to tire or exhaust some dogs than others, though it all depends on how old the dog is and the breed, of course. If your dog has too much energy all the time, you might be doing something wrong with the exercise part. Number 5. Socializing them too much. Dogs are naturally social animals, but that doesn't mean all dogs want to be social animals. And once again, it heavily depends on the dog's breed and how much they were taught to socialize when they were pups. Some develop phobias of men, strangers, or children that can lead to dangerous situations. A friendly dog won't necessarily be friendly with all other dogs. They're still territorial, and just like us, meet people or dogs they simply don't bond with. That's why, despite your hardest attempts, your dog might really like some of your friends or the visitors you bring to your home. You can easily notice this if your dog is too aggressive with other dogs at the park or even other people. Please don't expect them to warm up to each other, as they might just be better off staying at home and relaxing by themselves. Number 4. Neglecting your dog after having a baby. This one's more for first-time parents, but neglecting your dog after you have a baby can make them feel jealous because there's a new member in the pack that's getting more attention than them. Give both of them proper attention, and you'll see how your dog quickly adapts to the new member of the family. Number 3. Leaving them alone for too much time. Most of us would love to spend all day home snuggling our pets. Unfortunately, work and social engagements often pull us away. Your dog might start getting separation anxiety, and that will cause overall damage to their health, so also avoid that if you want them to be healthy and happy. Number 2. Taking them to loud places. There's an unspoken rule that you should never take a dog to a concert, and that's kind of what we're talking about here, as dogs really dislike loud places. Remember that dogs' senses of hearing is much stronger than ours, so if we humans are uncomfortable at loud places, just imagine how painful it must be for a dog. Number 1. Letting strangers near them. On that same note, we know that from this list that dogs are social animals, but they aren't very fond of strangers, being picked up, or disproportionate affection when coming from someone they have no idea who they are. Whether it's a friend visiting your house or a stranger you encounter on your walk, it's very important to lay some ground rules for those wanting to interact with your dog. Even the friendliest dog can become very aggressive if they feel threatened, and letting people get too close to their face can come across as threatening. That's one of the main ways people get dog bites to their face, so that's another thing you should definitely avoid. So what's your opinion on these 13 things you can do to your dog that are harmful? Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more great videos like today. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.